All right, so I've decided to install the heated seat pads in my 2020 Tundra TRD Sport. It didn't come with heated seats, and I want to do that. So I started by running the power seat on the driver's side, actually all the way back, leaving the brackets for the front two bolts sticking out as far as possible, then disconnected the battery. I've let it set for about 10 minutes as I was kind of collecting my tools and looking things over before I unplug it, because there is a side curtain airbag in your seat. So you don't want to have power going to the seat when you're disconnecting that stuff. So I've undone the bolts that hold it to the floor. There's four 14 millimeter headed bolts, two in the front, two in the back. The back two are hidden behind these plastic covers that were on the back of the seat track. So I just grabbed them, one hand on either side, and pulled straight backward towards the rear of the truck and was able to pop those loose. And then I did pull back the little carpet wrap that goes underneath the seat. It's got some like rubber band fasteners that were just hooked around a loop on the bottom side of the frame, just to see if that gave me access to the plugins, which the plugins are exposed regardless. So now that I got the seat loose, I'm going to rock it up and disconnect the electrical connections on it. So we'll get those popped loose, and then we'll pull the seat out of here and get started on putting the seat elements in. All right. So my truck is a crew back, so I got my back seats folded upwards, and that allowed me to roll this front seat, just lay it back on its back. You can see the main electrical harness comes in right here, and the three plugins here for the power, for the power seat. You've got the little wire connector, which goes over to the seatbelt buckle. And then the yellow connectors, yellow wiring is always for your airbags. So be especially cautious around those. We'll get those all unplugged and then move on. Need to pull this side plastic panel off. I believe it has one on the other side as well, but ultimately we need to get this cover loose, much like I did on the 4Runner seats when I did that. And then also, like the 4Runner seats, what I had done on those, loosening up the bottom cover. I think I'm gonna end up cutting some of that stitching between there and pushing the heat element through and folding it out to try and get heat on both sections of the base there. I don't think we'll try and bring it all the way out to the bottom of your legs way out here, but definitely in the two sections of the rear of this base. There is a Phillips screw in the plastic on the back side that goes in right here. There was a Torx screw that went into this little tin bracket right here that goes into the front corner of the plastic, right here. This was slipped and locked over top of the plastic here. And then there is this here that's locked into a metal tab on the seat base right up there, the gold. So we got to pop that gold out, get it locked back into this when we go to put this thing back together. But for now, we're trying to get this cover loose, and this allows us access to the zipper so we can zip it and pull it forward and do what we need to do. So on the end towards the center console of the truck, there's two screws holding the plastic cover on. Phillips had worked for them. You can see the one there, the other one again on the back side. And then you're able to pry that kind of up and off, because there is another tab on the inside there that's kind of locking into the framework. We pulled that off. That gave us access to the zippers. They were tucked in, so able to unzip the two sides. And now I've got to deal with the wiring harness that ran up inside the back. So you've got the power harness that goes to the lumbar and whatnot. And so that just plugged in underneath. I was able to unplug that fairly easily. However, that side curtain airbag harness, it looks like we're gonna have to disconnect it all the way through and pull it through here because there's not enough slack to allow me to loosen that cover. Maybe I lied. Maybe I can pull it forward. Let me try that. Maybe I'll pull the cover forward out the front side of the seat and leave the harness right where it's at. And I could, we're looking at the seat kind of upside down. I'm facing the headrest, but I was able to pull the fabric through. That should give us ample room to slide that heating element for the backrest portion up into there. And we'll pull that cover back around and we'll work on getting the base piece in. So for the back portion of the seat heater elements, I'm setting it into place and lining it up with the seam, and I'm actually going to mark and trim that off so that we're covering as much of that backrest area as possible. And then it's got like a sticky backed material on one side, so we're going to start to pull the tape. We'll get it slid up in there, and then we'll peel the tape out. And that just kind of holds it in place against the foam so that the heating element doesn't slide down. All right, so I was able to get the cover loose, tucked the heating element on the front side, and then brought the wiring through this factory hole that's on the back where the wiring for the side air curtain airbag and the lumbar support comes through there. So now that I've got the back done, we'll get that zipped up. We'll get that kind of put back together. And then we'll attack the bottom cushion. Okay, so on the seat base, I found that it's actually easiest to take the base cushion right off. It has these like flip over plastic channels that are just kind of locked onto things all the way around. Literally everything all the way around. So just pulled the whole cushion base off with the fabric, and then you can get up in between here. And it looks like I am going to have to do what I did before, which is put a slight cut in that seam and push that fabric through and fold it out either way. So kind of just the same exact thing that I did with the 4Runner. You can go back and watch my 4Runner video, or you can just continue watching. I'll try to give you some indicators of what I did, but yeah, like I said, the seam that's here, as you're sitting in the chair, I want to have heat under all this area, not just the very back section, because only your tailbone is really there, you know. So I'm trying to get heat into all of this fabric. So we're going to put a little slit in the seam underneath, tuck the heating element through so we can fold it out either way. And it worked on my last one. I had heat throughout both elements. So the type of inner locking grid pattern that the element is, you know, it seems to reestablish its connection. So it worked before. Hopefully it works again. So just a funny little plug, but I couldn't find scissors around the house to cut these elements. I don't know what I did with the ones from before. And the wife wanted some soup, so Costco is like not even 4 miles from me. So I'm like, oh, I'll run to Costco and get some soup, and then look through the Christmas stuff, and they had scissors on sale. It was like 3 pair of scissors for $10. So some Scotch titaniums are cutting the grid super easy. Doesn't seem to be having an issue at all. Making quick work of it. All right, so just like before, I cut in just a little bit and folded the sides in so it was like tri-folded, pushed it through the middle, got the back lined up, taped down, and then was able to reach through and push and unfold it through that relief hole that I had made. Now again, like the other seat, you are going to see a little deformity there, but that's the only way to allow you to get that heat element all the way through, you know, the whole pad. So here's what it is. I'm going to enjoy the heat and not worry about the seam. All right, so I got the heat element put in that seat and got the seat fabric and cushion strapped back to the seat base. And now I am working on the wiring so I can drop the seat in place. So what I'm going to do is tie the seat heater element wiring into the cigarette lighters that go to the center console. Looks like they provide adequate voltage. It's only has power when the ignition's on, which is what we want. We don't want to like accidentally leave them on if we wire them to direct power or something like that. So I'm going to tie those wires into the cigarette lighter outlet, and hopefully that'll work fine. So what I've done is I pushed the relay through. The side of the console is actually flexible enough in the carpet that I was able to push it out and push the relay with the two plug-ins through that need to plug into the heating elements. And we'll zip tie all that up to the seat so that it travels with the seat so that it won't pull the plugs apart. And the power and ground we're going to tie in, like I said, to that. We're going to do the same to the other side. So as far as the switches are concerned, the center console section, we've had it apart before when we wrapped some of the dash pieces and whatnot, but just unthread the shift knob and get a pry tool, and this whole section just snaps up and comes off. So got that out of there. Looks like kind of the best place for these switches is right here towards the back of the console, right tucked up by the lid behind the cup holders. So that's where I'm going to put them. Got those holes drilled, and wires are going to go down and plug in correspondingly to driver and passenger seats. All right, so got the wiring all hooked up, center console popped back together, switches in place, driver's seat sitting back in there. Got everything plugged in. I haven't bolted it down yet. I'm going to do the passenger seat, and I'll bolt everything down after I connect the battery and make sure everything's working. But yeah, now we're off to the passenger seat. So on the passenger seat, the console piece towards, the plastic piece towards the center console, you've got a screw here and one on the side. And then on the door side, same, you get the screw there. And then it looked like it has that same metal bar in there with the screw up in the front, and the same plastic tab snapped and inserted into the side of the seat frame there. So looks like this seat's going to go a lot the same. We'll get it all pulled apart here and get these pads inserted in it. All right, guys, so hopefully you read the title and listen to what I say, and don't watch the video in chronological order, because I found that if you got to take that seat base off anyway to get the fabric in there, which is the only way, taking that out of the way first gives you full access to sliding the heating element into this back, because now you don't have that cushion in the way, not nearly as much stuff to fight. Definitely the way to go. So yeah, we'll do it this way this time. All right, so lights on. It lights up red for high and green for low, or if they're off, there's no light. So on the seat heater installation video that I had made on our 4Runner, I had to do the same thing with cutting the pad for the base and pushing it through that slot and opening it up. And I had a bunch of people questioning me as to whether or not the entire grid of that heater pad worked after I had done that. And I guess like mentally, like putting your hand on it, I thought it always was, but I had never done anything to like try and scientifically prove it or whatever. So I actually have a new Innova Auto like a thermo camera tool that I am so I'm gonna let the truck run with the seat heaters on here for just a minute, and we'll do a scan of the seat and see which spots have heat and which ones don't. So Steve hopped in the truck to try out the new warmers, and
toasty.
Yeah, let's just see. What's the scanner say? Let's turn it on. It's doing its thing. So there, coming out to here. So it's definitely cooler out here. Even, I mean, even kind of scanning right over what should be the center. Yeah, I guess, you know, now that I've taken my weight off of it. Into the touch, feels all right. But yeah, the back is definitely warmer, but it is getting colder just sitting, so. But I would say to the touch, like sitting in it, it feels like you have warmth. So I guess the mental impression is the most important, right?